Ladies and gentlemen, life often brings us moments of pain and confusion, but within these moments lie profound lessons. Disrespect, though painful, can be a powerful teacher. When someone disrespects you, they are showing you exactly where their energy ends and where yours begins. This realization can be the ultimate closure if you allow it to be. Disrespect is more than just a behavior. It is a message, a signal that something deeper is occurring. It is often cloaked in words or actions that make us feel undervalued or dismissed, but beneath its surface lies an opportunity for growth and awareness. Recognizing disrespect as a signal is the first step in reclaiming your power and setting the foundation for healthier interactions with others and yourself. When someone disrespects you, it can feel like a direct attack on your sense of self. Their words or actions might sting, causing you to question your worth, your choices, or even your reality. But it's important to pause and look beyond the immediate reaction. Disrespect is not just about the other person's behavior, it's about what their behavior is teaching you. It is an external reflection of an internal truth that needs attention. Often, disrespect shines a light on areas where your boundaries are either unclear, uncommunicated, or unprotected. Disrespect is rarely random. It often occurs in patterns, whether in relationships, work environments, or social dynamics. If you find yourself repeatedly encountering disrespect, it may be a sign to examine your surroundings and the energy you allow into your space. It could indicate that you've been too lenient with others, prioritizing their comfort over your peace, or that you've ignored subtle red flags in the past. Recognizing this can be uncomfortable, but it's a powerful moment of self-awareness. It is easy to react emotionally to disrespect. Anger, frustration, and sadness are natural responses. However, while emotions are valid, they are not always the most reliable guide for how to move forward. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back. Consider what the disrespect is signaling about the dynamic between you and the other person. Are they taking advantage of your kindness? Are they projecting their insecurities onto you? Or is their behavior simply a reflection of their own struggles, unrelated to you entirely? The answers to these questions can help you determine how to respond in a way that preserves your dignity and peace. Recognizing disrespect also involves acknowledging your own role in the interaction, not in a way that blames you for their behavior, but in a way that empowers you to take control of your response. Have you communicated your boundaries clearly? Have you allowed small slights to go unchecked, hoping they would resolve themselves? These moments of reflection are not about assigning fault, but about understanding how you can create healthier interactions moving forward. Disrespect often thrives in silence. When it goes unaddressed, it can grow, causing further harm to your sense of self-worth. Recognizing it as a signal means giving yourself permission to speak up. This doesn't mean reacting with anger or defensiveness. It means calmly and assertively expressing your boundaries. I feel disrespected when you speak to me this way, or this behavior doesn't align with the values I hold for our relationship, are examples of ways to assert yourself without escalating the situation. Recognizing disrespect as a signal is not about confrontation, it's about communication and self-respect. There's another layer to recognizing disrespect. It's an opportunity to reevaluate the relationship or situation. Not every instance of disrespect is intentional, and not every relationship is beyond repair. Sometimes people are unaware of how their actions affect others, and a simple conversation can lead to growth on both sides. However, there are times when disrespect is habitual or rooted in a fundamental lack of regard for you. In such cases, the signal is clear: it's time to walk away. Recognizing this is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. Disrespect can also reveal unspoken beliefs we hold about ourselves. If someone disrespects you and you accept it without protest, it may indicate an area where you need to nurture your self-worth. The way others treat you often mirrors how you treat yourself internally. If you allow self-critical thoughts to dominate your mind, it becomes easier to tolerate disrespect from others. Recognizing this dynamic is a powerful step toward healing and personal growth. Lastly, seeing disrespect as a signal means choosing to view it as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. It's a chance to reaffirm your values, to prioritize your well-being, and to create a life where respect is a non-negotiable standard. It doesn't mean you invite disrespect, or that you're grateful for it, but rather that you use it as a catalyst for self-awareness and empowerment. Every instance of disrespect carries a lesson. It challenges you to examine your boundaries, communicate your needs, and make choices that honor your self-worth. Recognizing it as a signal is about shifting your perspective. It's about understanding that while you cannot control others' actions, you have complete control over your response. This awareness transforms disrespect from a source of pain into a stepping stone toward growth and freedom. When someone disrespects you, it's natural to feel hurt, angry, or confused. In that moment, it's easy to internalize their actions and question your own worth. However, the truth is this disrespect is not a reflection of your value, but rather a mirror of the other person's state of being. To navigate such situations, it's essential to prioritize your self-worth over any external validation. This shift in perspective can transform how you view yourself, how you respond to others, and how you move forward in life. Self-worth is an internal compass. It defines how you see yourself, what you believe you deserve, and the standards you set for how others treat you. When disrespect arises, it challenges this inner compass. It can feel as though your dignity has been questioned, leaving you grasping for validation. But this is where the critical lesson emerges. Your self-worth is not up for debate, nor is it determined by anyone else's opinion or behavior. It is intrinsic, unshaken by external circumstances. Disrespect often stems from the other person's insecurities, unresolved issues, or lack of emotional intelligence. When someone disregards your feelings or boundaries, it reveals more about their inability to connect respectfully than it does about your character. Yet, in the moment, it can be hard to separate their actions from your emotions. This is why cultivating a strong sense of self-worth is so vital. When you truly understand your value, you are less likely to internalize someone else's negativity. Instead, you recognize it for what it is, a reflection of their limitations, not your inadequacies. One of the most empowering realizations you can have is that seeking external validation often leads to disappointment. While it's human to desire recognition or approval from others, relying on it to affirm your worth places your emotional well-being in their hands. This becomes especially problematic when dealing with disrespect, as it can leave you feeling unworthy or diminished. To prioritize self-worth, you must shift the source of validation inward. Instead of asking, "Why don't they respect me?" or "What did I do wrong?" focus on affirming yourself, "I deserve respect because I respect myself." Choosing self-worth over external validation doesn't mean ignoring the impact of disrespect. It's natural to feel the sting of hurtful words or actions, and acknowledging your feelings is an important step in processing them. However, once you've allowed yourself to feel, the next step is to release the need for others to make amends or explain themselves. Closure and healing come not from their apology, but from your decision to value yourself enough to move on. When you prioritize self-worth, you set boundaries that reflect your standards. Boundaries are not about controlling others, they are about defining how you will be treated. If someone disrespects you, it's an indication that a boundary has been crossed, or perhaps that one needs to be established. Setting boundaries requires clarity and courage. It means saying, "I respect myself too much to tolerate this behavior," and standing firm in that decision. It's also important to remember that your self-worth influences the dynamics of every relationship in your life. People often treat you in ways that mirror how you treat yourself. If you consistently undervalue your needs or ignore your feelings, others may feel justified in doing the same. Conversely, when you carry yourself with confidence and self-respect, you signal to others that you expect to be treated with dignity. This doesn't guarantee that disrespect will never occur, but it does empower you to respond from a place of strength rather than insecurity. There will be times when disrespect feels deeply personal, particularly when it comes from someone you trust or care about. In these moments, the pull towards seeking their approval or understanding can be strong. But even here, the principle remains: your self-worth is not tied to their actions. No matter how much you care for someone, you cannot make them see your value if they choose not to. What you can do is honor yourself by recognizing when their behavior is incompatible with your sense of respect and self-esteem. Prioritizing self-worth also involves practicing self-compassion. Disrespect can leave emotional wounds, and healing these requires kindness toward yourself. Avoid the trap of self-blame or overanalyzing what you could have done differently. Instead, remind yourself that everyone deserves to be treated with respect, including you. Engage in affirmations, self-care routines, or activities that remind you of your value. These practices reinforce your inner strength and help you navigate challenging interactions with grace. Choosing self-worth over external validation is an act of self-liberation. It frees you from the constant need to prove yourself to others and allows you to live authentically, grounded in your own sense of value. Disrespect, though unpleasant, can serve as a reminder to reaffirm this commitment to yourself. When you hold self-worth as your guiding principle, you create a life where respect is the standard, not the exception. This shift empowers you to respond to disrespect not with desperation or defensiveness, but with quiet confidence, knowing that your value is not contingent on anyone else's recognition. Closure is a concept often associated with finality, with the idea that someone or something external will provide the resolution we need to move on. It's a comforting notion, one that suggests the answers, apologies, or acknowledgments we seek will arrive and neatly tie up the emotional loose ends in our lives. However, in reality, closure rarely comes from the outside. More often, it is something we create for ourselves, an internal process that requires us to accept what is and let go of what was. This is especially true when faced with disrespect, where waiting for external validation can leave us stuck in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. Understanding that disrespect can itself serve as closure is a profound realization, one that shifts the power back into your hands. Disrespect, while hurtful, is often the clearest indicator of where you stand in a relationship or situation. It reveals truths that may have been obscured by hope, denial, or a desire to see the best in others. When someone disrespects you, they are showing you their priorities, values, and level of regard for you. This behavior is a form of communication, albeit a painful one that speaks louder than words. It tells you that their actions, whether intentional or not, are misaligned with the respect and care you deserve. This realization, though difficult, can serve as a form of closure. It provides the clarity needed to make decisions about how to move forward. Waiting for apologies or explanations can be a trap. It places your healing and sense of resolution in the hands of others, who may never offer what you seek. People who disrespect you may not see their behavior as wrong, may not feel remorse, or may not have the capacity to acknowledge their impact on you. By holding on to the expectation that they will provide closure, you give them power over your emotional well-being. This dependency can leave you feeling helpless, as though your peace is contingent on their actions. But when you recognize disrespect as closure in itself, you reclaim that power. You no longer wait for someone else to validate your feelings or offer an explanation. Instead, you decide for yourself that their behavior is all the answer you need. Closure is not about understanding why someone acted the way they did. It's about accepting that they did. Trying to analyze or rationalize disrespect often leads to more questions than answers. Was it intentional? Was it a reflection of their struggles? Did you do something to provoke it? These questions, while natural, can keep you tethered to the situation, searching for a justification that may never come. Accepting disrespect as closure means acknowledging that their actions are a reflection of them, not you. It allows you to let go of the need to decipher their motives and instead focus on what you can control: your response and your boundaries. Letting disrespect serve as closure also involves releasing the attachment to what could have been. Often we hold on to relationships or situations because of their potential, imagining how they might improve or align with our expectations. Disrespect shatters these illusions, forcing us to confront the reality of the dynamic. This confrontation can be painful, but it is also liberating. It frees you from investing energy into a connection that does not honor your worth. It allows you to redirect your focus toward people and experiences that align with your values and bring you genuine respect and joy. Closure through disrespect does not mean condoning the behavior or minimizing its impact. It is not about excusing the person or pretending the hurt didn't happen. Rather, it is about acknowledging the behavior for what it is and deciding that it no longer has the power to define your sense of self or dictate your emotional state. It's a conscious choice to prioritize your well-being over lingering in the pain of the past. This process may involve grieving the loss of what you hope the relationship or situation could be, but it also opens the door to healing and growth. One of the most empowering aspects of seeing disrespect as closure is the self-awareness it fosters. It encourages you to reflect on your boundaries, your standards, and your own patterns of behavior. Have you tolerated disrespect in the past? Have you stayed in situations longer than you should have, hoping for change? These reflections are not about self-blame, but about learning and evolving. They help you recognize your own role in creating a life where respect is non-negotiable. Closure is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. Disrespect, while painful, can be a catalyst for this creation. It forces you to confront uncomfortable truths, make difficult decisions, and prioritize your self-worth. It challenges you to find peace within yourself rather than seeking it from others. When you embrace disrespect as closure, you transform it from a source of pain into an opportunity for empowerment. You take back your narrative, affirming that your value is not diminished by someone else's actions and that your peace is yours to claim. Letting go of the need for closure from others is one of the most liberating and transformative steps you can take in your emotional journey. Closure is often perceived as something external, a conversation, an apology, or an explanation from someone else that provides clarity or validation. While these things can be helpful, they are not always possible. People may not see the need to offer closure, they may lack the emotional maturity to do so, or they may be unaware of the impact their actions have had on you. Waiting for them to provide what you think you need can leave you feeling stuck, frustrated, and powerless. The truth is that closure is an internal process, one that you create for yourself when you decide to let go of the need for external validation or resolution. When you release the need for closure from others, you reclaim your emotional autonomy. You take back the power you may have unknowingly given away by depending on someone else to make you feel whole, validated, or understood. This shift is not about ignoring your pain or pretending you are unaffected by their actions. Rather, it is about recognizing that your healing does not have to depend on their willingness or ability to acknowledge your hurt. Letting go of this expectation frees you to focus on your own well-being and allows you to move forward on your own terms. One of the reasons it can be so difficult to let go of the need for closure is that it often feels tied to fairness or justice. You may feel that the person who disrespected you owes you an explanation or apology, that they should take responsibility for their actions. While this desire is understandable, it is important to recognize that waiting for fairness can keep you tethered to the situation, prolonging your pain. People are not always willing or able to provide the accountability you seek, and their lack of response does not diminish the validity of your feelings or the legitimacy of your experience. By letting go of the expectation that they will make things right, you allow yourself to heal regardless of their actions or inactions. Letting go of the need for closure also involves accepting that you may never fully understand why someone acted the way they did. Human behavior is complex, influenced by a multitude of factors, including upbringing, insecurities, and personal struggles. Trying to unravel these factors to make sense of their disrespect can lead to endless speculation and overanalysis. While it is natural to seek understanding, it is more empowering to shift your focus from why they behaved as they did to how you choose to respond. You may never get the answers you are looking for, but you can decide to stop seeking them and prioritize your peace instead. An essential part of letting go is learning to validate yourself. When you seek closure from others, you are often seeking validation, proof that your feelings are justified, that your perspective is understood, or that your worth is recognized. While external validation can feel reassuring, it is fleeting and unreliable. True validation comes from within. It is the unwavering belief that your feelings matter, that your experiences are valid, and that your self-worth is not dependent on anyone else's acknowledgement. This internal validation is a cornerstone of emotional freedom and resilience. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in letting go, but it is important to understand what forgiveness truly means. Forgiveness is not about excusing or condoning disrespectful behavior. It is not about forgetting what happened or allowing the person back into your life without accountability. Instead, forgiveness is about releasing the hold that resentment and anger have on you. It is about freeing yourself from the emotional burden of carrying the pain they caused. When you forgive, you do it for yourself, not for them. You acknowledge that holding on to the hurt only prolongs your suffering and prevents you from fully embracing the life you deserve. Letting go of the need for closure from others also involves creating your own sense of resolution. This may involve reflecting on the lessons you have learned, setting new boundaries, or engaging in practices that nurture your emotional health. It could mean journaling about your feelings, seeking support from trusted friends or professionals, or using affirmations to reinforce your worth. These actions empower you to take an active role in your healing rather than waiting passively for someone else to provide what you need. Letting go is a gift you give to yourself. It is an act of self-respect and self-compassion, a declaration that your peace is too valuable to be contingent on someone else's behavior or decisions. It allows you to release the weight of unresolved emotions and step into a space of freedom and empowerment. By letting go of the need for closure from others, you affirm that you are capable of creating your own sense of wholeness, independent of external circumstances. You choose to prioritize your well-being, embrace your strength, and move forward with clarity and grace. This is not always an easy process, but it is one that leads to profound growth, healing, and inner peace. Healing from the pain of disrespect is not a linear process, nor is it one that happens overnight. It is a deeply personal journey that requires patience, self-compassion, and the willingness to face your emotions head-on. One of the most transformative aspects of this journey is realizing that you do not need an apology to heal. While an apology can provide validation and a sense of closure, it is not a prerequisite for moving forward. The absence of an apology does not diminish the validity of your feelings or the legitimacy of your pain. Healing is an internal process, one that is driven by your own choices and actions rather than the actions of others. The desire for an apology often stems from the need for acknowledgement. When someone disrespects you, it can leave you feeling unseen, unheard, or invalidated. An apology feels like a way to reclaim that sense of acknowledgement, to have your experience recognized and affirmed. However, waiting for an apology places your healing in the hands of the person who hurt you. It ties your sense of resolution to their willingness or ability to admit wrongdoing. This can leave you feeling stuck, especially if the apology never comes or if it feels insincere. Recognizing that you do not need their acknowledgement to heal allows you to take back control of your emotional well-being. Forgiveness, often misunderstood, is a powerful tool in the healing process. It is not about excusing the disrespectful behavior or allowing the person back into your life without accountability. Rather, forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of resentment and anger. These emotions, while valid, can become burdensome if held onto for too long. They can keep you tethered to the pain of the past, preventing you from fully engaging with the present. Forgiveness is a choice to release this burden, to prioritize your peace over the desire for retribution or vindication. It is an act of self-liberation, one that allows you to move forward unencumbered by the actions of others. Healing without an apology also involves setting and reinforcing boundaries. Disrespect often highlights areas where boundaries may have been crossed or where they need to be established. This is not about blaming yourself for the disrespect, but about recognizing the role that clear boundaries play in protecting your emotional health. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It is a way of affirming your worth and ensuring that future interactions honor your values and needs. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about defining what you will and will not accept in your relationships and environment. Another important aspect of healing is self-validation. When disrespect leaves you feeling dismissed or devalued, it can be tempting to seek validation from the person who hurt you. However, true validation comes from within. It is the recognition that your feelings are legitimate, that your pain is real, and that your worth is inherent and unwavering. Self-validation is a practice of affirming your experiences and emotions without relying on external approval. It is a way of reclaiming your narrative, of reminding yourself that your value is not determined by how others treat you, but by how you see and honor yourself. Healing is also a process of reflection and growth. Disrespect can serve as a mirror, reflecting back areas where you may need to grow or patterns that may no longer serve you. This is not about blaming yourself for the actions of others, but about taking the opportunity to learn and evolve. Are there patterns of behavior or relationships that have led to similar experiences in the past? Are there ways you can strengthen your self-awareness or assertiveness to navigate these situations more effectively in the future? Reflecting on these questions can help you transform the pain of disrespect into a source of wisdom and empowerment. Compassion, both for yourself and for others, is a cornerstone of healing. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of pain or self-doubt. It means giving yourself permission to feel, to grieve, and to heal at your own pace. Compassion for others, while more challenging, involves recognizing that their actions are often a reflection of their own struggles, limitations, or lack of awareness. This does not excuse their behavior, but it can help you release the anger or resentment that keeps you tied to their actions. Compassion allows you to see the situation with greater clarity and move forward with grace. Healing without an apology is about reclaiming your power. It is about deciding that your peace, happiness, and sense of self-worth are not contingent on the actions or acknowledgement of others. It is about recognizing that you have the strength and resources within you to heal regardless of external circumstances. This journey requires courage, but it also offers profound rewards, a deeper sense of self-awareness, resilience, and inner peace. When you release the need for an apology, you affirm that your healing is your own, an act of self-love and empowerment that no one can take away from you. Embracing disrespect as closure is a powerful step toward emotional freedom and personal empowerment. While it may seem counterintuitive to accept disrespect as the end of a chapter, it is often the clearest sign that a relationship, situation, or dynamic no longer serves your growth or well-being. When someone disrespects you, they reveal not only their own values and limitations, but also the need for you to reevaluate the connection. This moment of realization can be painful, but it also provides an opportunity to take control of your narrative, honor your self-worth, and create a path forward rooted in self-respect and clarity. Disrespect often feels like a breach of trust, leaving you with questions, hurt, and a desire for explanations or apologies. However, waiting for these external validations can keep you emotionally tied to the very situation that caused you pain. Accepting disrespect as closure is not about ignoring or minimizing your feelings, but about recognizing that the disrespect itself provides all the information you need to move on. It shows you how someone values or fails to value you and helps you understand that staying attached to their validation may only perpetuate your hurt. Closure is often misunderstood as something that comes from external resolutions, an apology, an explanation, or a mutual understanding. However, true closure is an internal process. It begins when you decide to stop seeking answers or validation from those who disrespected you and instead choose to focus on your own healing and growth. By embracing disrespect as closure, you acknowledge that you do not need anyone else's participation to move forward. You take back the power to define your path, free from the constraints of waiting for others to acknowledge or rectify their actions. Accepting disrespect as closure also allows you to break free from cycles of overanalysis and emotional entanglement. It is natural to replay moments of conflict, searching for what you could have done differently, or trying to make sense of the other person's behavior. However, this process can quickly become a trap, keeping you tethered to the past. Disrespect is often a reflection of the other person's character, insecurities, or inability to meet you where you are emotionally. It is not a reflection of your worth or value. By accepting their behavior as a clear indication of the dynamic's limitations, you free yourself from the need to overanalyze and instead focus on what lies ahead. This process also involves reframing your perspective. Disrespect, while painful, can be seen as a gift of clarity. It removes illusions about the relationship or situation and helps you see it for what it truly is. When someone disrespects you, they reveal their inability or unwillingness to align with your values, boundaries, or needs. This clarity, though difficult to face, empowers you to make decisions that prioritize your well-being. Instead of holding on to false hopes or trying to change the dynamic, you can use this newfound understanding to release what no longer serves you and open yourself to opportunities and connections that align with your growth. Embracing disrespect as closure also involves cultivating self-compassion and self-respect. It is easy to internalize disrespect, questioning your own worth or wondering if you deserve such treatment. However, the way others treat you is a reflection of them, not of you. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your pain without judgment and to extend kindness to yourself as you navigate the healing process. Self-respect reinforces your boundaries and reminds you that you deserve relationships and environments that honor your dignity and value. These qualities work together to create a foundation of resilience and self-worth, helping you move forward with confidence. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in this process, but it is important to understand that forgiveness is not about condoning disrespect or allowing the person back into your life. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional weight of anger, resentment, or bitterness. These emotions, while valid, can become burdensome if held onto for too long. Forgiveness allows you to let go of the hold the situation has on you, creating space for healing and peace. By forgiving, you affirm that your well-being is more important than holding on to the pain caused by someone else's actions. Accepting disrespect as closure invites you to focus on the future rather than the past. It shifts your energy from what was lost to what can be gained. This is an opportunity to set new intentions, explore new possibilities, and cultivate relationships and experiences that align with your values and aspirations. It is a chance to redefine what you want for yourself and to pursue it with clarity and purpose. Embracing disrespect as closure is an act of self-liberation. It is a decision to honor yourself, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to move forward with grace and strength. It is a recognition that your worth is not determined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to treat yourself. This journey requires courage, but it also offers profound rewards, a deeper sense of self-awareness, resilience, and the freedom to create a life that reflects your true essence. Thanks for watching.